Hi, online sellers. This is Kexin from LedgerGurus. Today, I want to dive into how to fill out the SST and MTC exemption certificate forms so you can provide that to your vendors, to your drop shippers, and also to just prove that you have a sales exempt status so you don't have to pay sales tax on your purchases or to your drop shippers. By the end of this video, you should know all the answers to your question and how to complete the forms. But before we dive in, if you want the best e-commerce accounting advice, please subscribe to our channel right here. Okay, so I want to talk here at LedgerGurus. We help our clients with filling out SST and MTC forms a lot because when you do not have nexus in a state, you are not registered with that state. But if one of your supplier or your drop shipper comes ask you to provide them with a resale certificate, otherwise they're going to charge you sales tax, but you're not really registered in the states they want you to give the certificate to, the MTC form and the SST form are great alternative documentations that a majority of the states will accept. There are about 10, 11 states that you have to register in to get a resale certificate. But as I said, most of the states will accept the SST form and the MTC form. And that's why I want to do this video and walk you through how to fill out those forms. So most of your compliance when it comes to resale certificate can be done. If you are in one of those states that it's not covered by these two forms, please comment below with your questions and I'll for sure get back to you. Okay, so let's talk about the SST form. So SST stands for Streamlined Sales Tax. There are 24 states that's members of this sales tax commission. That they all got together about 20 years ago and they decided to simplify and also make sales tax the same, like when it comes to administration, which includes having the same resale certificates. So all these 24 states will accept this SST form. So if one of your supplier or drop shipper wants you to provide a resale certificate to one of these 24 states, you can just give them this SST form and you don't need to be registered in these states to use this form. You just need to know that these states are the ones that your drop shipper or your supplier is asking you to provide a resale certificate to. So they would stop charging you sales tax in these states. So let's dive into the form. Okay, to find the SST form, you just go to Google and you can say Streamlined Sales Tax Resale Certificate. It'll take you to this PDF format where you'll open, and this is the form. So if you are just providing it to one state, you will check here and say what the state is. If you are using both this and the second page where you're providing this to multiple states that your vendor or your supplier or your drop shipper is asking, then you can check this box. Usually we check this so you can just provide the same form to your supplier and vendor in all these states without having to do multiple different forms. So then after this, we usually don't say that it's a single purchase certificate because you want it to last for a long time. So we don't check this. You just leave it blank. So name of the purchaser, in this case, you're the purchaser. So put in your name, your business address, state, zip code, and your tax ID number. Just put in your state of issue wherever your home state is. You can ignore all of these. You don't really need to put your driver's license or foreign diplomat number because you're usually registered in your home state. Then the name of the seller from whom you're purchasing, leasing, or renting. This is who is asking you to provide them with this certificate so they stop charging you sales tax. So whether it be like a supplier from China, if they're collecting sales tax in the US, or any vendor or drop shipper like Printful or like 3PL that does drop shipping for you, put their information on here, then your type of business, usually we see your retail trade and you are selling things, you're obtaining the certificate so you don't have to pay sales tax on your purchases. So then reason for exemption is going to be resale. So you will click here and resale number. You can put in your home ID, home state sales tax ID again on here. So, and then you want to put reason for exemption. You can say resale again. You can just type resale in here, and identification number. You can put either your home state ID, or if you don't want to put that, if you're a foreign business, if you are not even registered in the US, you can put your passport number ID, but usually you should be registered in at least like one state if you're doing business in the US, or you can put your IPIN number, and it'll even accept driver's license number. I'm gonna put it down here so you can see driver's license number. So then you can say, I want to do it in all these states, it's for resale, and then you just send this to your suppliers or vendors, and they should accept this because this is the SST form, and it should work for all of these member states. If these are, again, if these are the ship to states that your supplier or drop shipper is asking you to provide a resale certificate to, so they don't have to charge you sales tax for these purchases. But if you don't have nexus in these states, if you do have nexus in these states, let's say you have a physical presence or you pass the economic nexus threshold, let's say Oklahoma, you would say resale, but then you would put in your Oklahoma account ID. But if you're not registered in any of these states, then you can put your home state ID, you can put your passport number ID, FEIN, even your driver's license, and that should work. And that's why I love this form. There's no footnotes, there's no other stipulations, and you can use this for all these states. Very similar to SST, Multi-State Tax Commission has another format of exemption certificates that a lot of states accept. So let's look at that. So you search MTC resale certificate, it'll take you, also click on the PDF format so we can just see the format. It'll take you directly to the form. So this has so many pages. You can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 9 pages, but the actual form is only this page 1. Everything else is instructions, meaning there's lots of caveats and lots of exceptions to this form. So when you are using this form, make sure like all of these, there's like a 1, 2, 3, all these footnotes is pertaining to the specific states. So read through the notes if you're using this for any of these states. I would say half of them is the same as the SST form, where you don't have to be, you don't have any restrictions, but there are some that says you can only use this. See this, so for example, Arizona, it says the certificate may be used only when making purchases of tangible personal property for resale in the ordinary courses of business, and not for any other statutory deduction or exemption. So it means you can't use this for anything except for as a resale certificate. So just read through all the footnotes. Another example I want to give really quick is Florida. So Florida is not on the SST form. So I guess if you have a drop shipper charging you tax and you don't want them to, In Florida, they would ask you to provide them with a certificate. So you would try the SST form first and see Florida's not on there, and then try the MTC form, and it is on here, but read the footnotes. It says, however, the selling dealer must also obtain a resale authorization number from Florida's Department of Revenue. So that's why some of this you can use, some of it just has caveats that still require you to register. So default is I always go to the SST form first, and then I go to the MTC form to see if, because like Arizona doesn't really have any restrictions, so you can still put your home state number, but some do, like Connecticut or Florida. So here, issued to seller, you need to put your drop shipper or your supplier's name and address, and just I certify that the buyer is you and you're engaged as a retailer, and description of your business and general description of tangible property to be purchased from the seller, to say what you buy from them. And this is a blank certificate as well, so you don't have to provide this every time you make a purchase. That's why on here, the tangible property or taxable services, I would include all that you buy from this seller. And then you put in, then for the states that you want to use this form, you can put in your home ID or read the footnotes to see if they have any restrictions in using your home ID. So this is the MTC form. It's very similar to the SST form, but it has lots of restrictions, and you need to read through the footnotes. That's 7 or 8 pages long. Again, there are about 10 to 11 states that are not on either of these forms, and they don't accept any alternative documentation. So you might just need to register in those forms to get the resale certificate number so you can buy things tax-free. And if you're in one of those states, you couldn't find any of these states on the 2 forms, let me know in the comment, and I'd love to double check it for you to tell you which direction you should go. And if you have any questions about the form that I didn't cover, feel free to comment as well, and we'll get back to you for your question. If you are an e-commerce business owner and you're still so overwhelmed by sales tax, please download our 10-step guide. So I think it's called something like 10 steps to make sure sales tax doesn't burn down your business. It has a really comprehensive list of the steps you need to follow to ensure that you are compliant with sales tax. And if you're approaching 1 million in your annual sales, this is when LedgerGurus can really help you with your sales tax and e-commerce accounting. So please just reach out to us at LedgerGurus.com and we'll get in touch with you. As always, please comment below with any questions you have, any ideas for future videos you want us to make. And as always, if you found this video helpful, please like it and share it with your other e-commerce seller friends so they can get this information as well. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.